Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you. Thank you for coming in and listening to a lecture on what I call the mystery of the Maya civilization that lived so many centuries ago in Mexico. Before I begin, I'd like to read a quote by an anonymous writer. I wish I had written this, but it goes like this. All traveling, except exploration, is a dissipation and a waste of time, unless self-improvement is the main object. Pleasure-seeking is the greatest vanity on earth, for he who seeks pleasure never finds it, but it comes when it is a minor consideration. Today, my talk on the Mayan civilization will be centered around the following topics. We'll have a brief history of some of the peoples who lived in Mesoamerica. The earliest were the Olmecs, followed by such groups as the Maya, the Toltec, and the Aztec. The geography and the language will be looked at. The Maya civilization, especially its society and social classes, and the differences and similarities among them will be looked at. Most importantly, the collapse of the Maya civilization. How and why did such a proud, advanced civilization last for such a short time? And what were the reasons for their collapse and eventual decline? And then we'll look at some of the ruins and archaeological sites today. I'll show you pictures that I have taken at Tulum and Palenque and Chichen Itza. Let's begin. The Dark Ages in Europe was a period that existed sometime after the fall of the Roman Empire and ending during the Renaissance. But the Dark Ages in Europe meant that other civilizations were indeed flourishing. Civilizations in Mexico, such as the Olmecs, the Maya, the Toltec, and the Aztec, were indeed not only flourishing, but giving the world systems of mathematics, developing a writing system, and a calendar that was as precise as ones we use today. All of these, a writing system, a calendar, and mathematics, were all useful in trade and in agriculture. It is my hope, as we study Mexico, to acquaint you with the accomplishments of the Maya in both words and in pictures. Maya cities, their art, and their culture, which lasted some 600 years, are indeed worth a second look. Their trading networks extended north into Central America and as far south as the present-day country of Panama. As a teacher of both history and geography, my fascination is on how these advanced civilizations fell. In my research, I have uncovered many reasons for the Maya collapse. And I will also tell you today my own ideas of why this collapse took place. Ideas that I hope to have published one day. Deserted by the jungle for centuries, Maya cities were discovered again by a rich American lawyer by the name of John Stevens, together with an English draftsman by the name of Frederick Catherwood. In 1839, both men explored areas of what is today Guatemala and Nicaragua. Exploring some 44 different sites, they were truly impressed by their findings. Stevens wrote 2 travel books that were illustrated by Catherwood, both becoming bestsellers. The Maya Empire reached its peak during the so-called Classic period, approximately AD 200 to AD 900. Covering some 120,000 square miles, it comprised 3 general areas. The first was the tropical rainforest that stretched from northwestern Honduras through the Petén region of Guatemala and into the country of Belize. This became the heart of the classic Maya civilization from the 2nd to the 9th century, with the cities of Copan, Tikal, and Palenque leading the way. The second general area of Mayan civilization were the Guatemalan highlands and the land stretching to the Pacific coast. And the third and the later area of Maya civilization was the northern Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, characterized by scrub vegetation, thin soil, and little surface water. Migration began here in the late Classic period, around the 10th century. Chichen Itza was a major city in the Yucatan at that time.